Welcome into the In the Money podcast for Saturday, October 13th. Tom Leach along with Jim Goodman, Keeneland's Director of Wagering Development, as we talk about the Saturday card, which features the Grade 1 Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup. Always a fun race. 3-year-old fillies going 1 1/8 on the Keeneland turf course. Jim, Rushing Fall is going to be a big favorite in there for Chad Brown. Can you beat her?
Yeah, I don't think so, and I think that's one of the reasons that this race only has 8 entrants. This race usually has a full field. Nice race with $500,000 purse, Grade 1. And when Rushing Fall, they found out that she really was going to run here, we dropped a couple of horses out. So I think she scared off a couple of people, and I think it's very well deserved because she's been unbelievable, especially here. This could be her 3rd graded stakes win at Keeneland in only her 7th race lifetime. So I think the race goes through her, and I have a hard time picking against her. I think everything looks good. She's training well. Chad Brown says she's doing very well, and should set her up perfectly for the Breeders' Cup. So I think she's a big favorite. I think there's a couple other horses in here that, if she were not to be on her best, could step up, and one of them's Fatal Bear, if that's correct, the French pronunciation. This horse won the Del Mar Oaks last time out. Got up by a neck over Ollie's Candy, and California Gold Rush came back and won after that. So I think she's running really well right now. Kent DeSormo comes in to ride for Leonard Powell. Don't know how she'll take to the somewhat other than firm turf that we're likely to have on Saturday. But running at Del Mar, she made a nice rest off that last race, so she made step up. And then Nia Letty from Ireland ran a 98 buyer in the Beverly D in August, and then came back in a Group 2 at Ladbroke and didn't disgrace herself. So I think she fits well. She ran 2 3/4 lengths behind Sister Charlie. 4-star Crook came back and won over the last weekend at Belmont. So I think she fits well if the top one doesn't fire. So that's my 3 picks, 8, 3, 4 in that order. 8,
Yeah,
3, 1, I'm sorry.
I'm going Rushing Fall as well. I couldn't find any reason to pick against her, even though she's going to be a big favorite. So I'll talk a little bit more about it at the underneath. I thought Nia Letty has a big shot here to run second. And maybe if you want to throw somebody else in to win, look at this horse, because she's a Group 2 winner in Germany. Last time out, she ran against the boys and didn't disgrace herself. And then she ran against older fillies and mares in the Beverly D and was turning for home, was about 1.5 lengths off the lead, beating less than 3 for all of it. So she gets Corey Lannery, too. And I know Corey's been cold, but he rides the turf course well, any turf course, and really good, navigating a trip from the rail, a la Calvin Burrell successor. So this horse is on the turf, gets the rail, gets Corey. So if you're looking to score an upset, that would be, I think, probably the likely candidate. And then Mission is Impossible, I think is how they're going to pronounce it, from France, has kept high-class company in France. So I'm just going to go with the Euros underneath Rushing Fall for second and third in the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup. Now that gets us to the late pick 4, which starts in the 7th race. What's your pick 4 ticket look like?
Well, obviously going to build it around Rushing Fall, so that's my single. First leg is in the 7th race. This one's kind of tough. If you're going to go deep, this might be one to go, but I kept it down to 3 horses. I'm going to use the 10 horses, my top pick, Bourbon Calling for Ian Wilkes. Does better second start, and the horse ran well at Churchill first time out. Only got beat 2 1/4. So Bourbon Calling the 10. Also going to use Explorationist the 5 for Giroux and Cassie off a good start at Ellis Park, coming back for his second race. And then the 7 horse Decline, first time starter for Maker and Le Peru. Le Peru's been riding well here. So 5, 7, 10 the first. Going to go deeper in the 8th race. I'm going to go 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, which is Foxtrot Sally is my top pick. Then Trace, the 6, Upset Brewing, the 7, the Girl Factor, the 9, and the 10, which is on my list here.
Treasure in Heaven.
There, Thomas? Treasure in Heaven, okay. So 3, 6, 7, 9, 10. Singling Rushing Fall, and then the last race, I really don't have a good feel for it. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and hit the all button, hoping to take Rushing Fall and hitting all with 12 horses there. So that's going to cost me 3 times 5 times single times 12. So that is $90. If you want to cut that down in the last race, I think probably my picks would be in this order: 8, 3, 5, and number 13 if in. So the 8-horse Vagabond Princess, the 3-horse Dynatail, the 5-horse Now Power, and that 13-horse that could draw in off the also eligible is Last Promise Kept for Tom Proctor. And I think if this horse draws in, she's got a big shot. So if you wanted to just cut it down to a smaller ticket, use those 4 horses. But I'm going to go all, spend $90 and hope to catch the price.
I'm going to start out with 5 in the first leg. Clinch was my win pick. Speed and Fade in the debut, and then some Bullet Works to follow. And Asmussen's really good on the second start. So I'm going to take Clinch there, but I like Explorationist, Stock Chain, Soap Bubble, and Bourbon Calling. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 5, 9, 10. In the second leg, I took a bit of a flyer here on Quick out on the outside. I'm going to say the last race for this horse, it was too wide. The previous race was too far. And if you get back 3 back on June 17th at Churchill, that 84 buyer would look awful good against this group. So I'm going to key off that race and try to get quick in here. I'm going to use Treasure in Heaven also, and then Trust and Trace, one of the ones you mentioned. So 6, 8, 10, 11 in the second race. Single Rushing Fall. And then in the last leg, I'm picking Last Promise Kept if he gets in. If not, then I like Dynatail out of those tough Saratoga turf races. So definitely like those 2. Monos has 1 here, so I'm going to throw that one in. So has Dagny's Warrior, the 12, and lost to a good one last time up at Indiana Grand with a wide trip. So 2, 3, 12, 13 in the last leg. And let's say the 13 doesn't get in, you could add Nialetti in that third leg to try to boost the pick 4 and upset the big favorite. Or if you want to double the ticket, you could do that as well. And that's the other one. That's the one, if you want to try to beat Rushing Fall, that to me was the most likely upsetter. So I'm 5 by 4 by 1 by 4. So that's, $80, so 40 for 50 cents. Best of luck with your Saturday wagers, and we'll be back with another edition of the In the Money podcast for the Sunday card at Keeneland for KeenelandSelect.com.